What's up, everybody? Today we are bringing on the influencer team and telling you what Street Pete actually does around here.
It's exciting stuff.
Thanks for joining us. We have been going through the process of introducing everybody on the team. We started with the copywriter and told you what our favorite wordsmiths around here love to do. But today we're gonna bring on the people who find our influencers. What very important part of our company is taking brands and bringing the right people to collaborate with them and sell products. So Jordan's gonna tell you a little bit about the program. Peter's gonna tell you a little bit about how he got involved with influencers and tell you it's a little bit more than just / somebody on Instagram to find the right person.
Yeah, we talked last time about activating influencers and the rise of them and who's more famous. A social media heavy person who's on the reality TV show or a world-class athlete. And so we've kind of established at least our stance on that. But now it's okay, how do we actually apply that with the brands that we work with? So Pete handles influencer marketing for us, a lot of the relationships, finding the people, and I handle a lot of the negotiations and deal structure. So why don't you go ahead and explain what it is you do around here?
Yeah, first tell us how you got here, how you got into influencer. Like you probably tell all your friends like, oh, what do you do? I'm an influencer guy. Like, what does that mean?
Yeah, I think it's pretty interesting. At first I didn't really know what the whole influencer world meant. It's pretty new for a lot of people, for a lot of brands. And so I kind of poked around doing some internships in college, thought I was going to be a sports agent, kind of wanted to go that route. Realized that wasn't really for me, didn't want to be in that business, but kind of realized there is some synergy behind working in business, working with companies and working with people who influence potential customers of those businesses. And so what we talk about here a lot at CTC is people buy things online for two reasons: price and a recommendation from someone they trust.
Boom.
And I think it's important growing up your whole life, a lot of things you take are from people that you trust, whether it's your family, your siblings, your teachers, or your mentors.
I took this hat from you.
Exactly.
Oh, you're talking about something.
So I think kind of taking that and applying it to bigger scope, what I wanted to do after I graduated college, I kind of found that influencers, when you find the right people and you build relationships that are far more beyond just paying the person to post or paying the person to tweet or whatever it might be, kind of developing those relationships is something super unique, and it's kind of the psychological sociology side of business, which is relationship building, and something that I found super cool. So been super thankful to have the opportunity to do that here at CTC and learn from Jordan and all the people that work here and kind of understand it on a grander scale. So.
Yeah, and so the process that we typically go through when it comes to influencers is we really identify exactly who this, what we call the MVP, the most valuable customer persona for a brand. So here's the people who are interested in buying this product. We look at the people who hold influence over those communities. So if it's a product that works well in the CrossFit space, we look at CrossFit, needle movers in that space, whether that's the athletes, the trainers, the coaches, the agents. So we look at that, and then once we have that list of people, we present it to the brand, and then I typically go a little bit deeper and figure out, of that group of people who's endemic to this community and who holds influence over that community, which of those people are the raddest people? Just great people to work with, awesome, well-liked, good husbands, good fathers, good wives, good mothers, good people, and we just really literally try and connect the brand with, of that small group of people who hold influence and check all these boxes, who are the raddest people. We structure a deal. On the deal structure side, it varies, and so sometimes we've done deals on one side of it where we're donating product to an influencer's charity, all the way to getting an influencer to invest in the company, and then giving them additional options on that investment in exchange for marketing services. So you invest $10 into the company, we give you the opportunity to get to $15 worth of equity in the company, making up numbers here, in exchange for a production day and use of likeness on all the content. And then everything in between, which is paying somebody their number, which is putting somebody on retainer, which is giving somebody a bunch of product. And so what we really try and do is go through that initial process. Who are the consumers for this brand or this product? Who are the people who hold influence over that community? Of those people who left over, who's rad? Then what incentivizes that person to carry the flag for this brand? To tell all their friends about it, to post about it more than we ask them to in our contract, and to really just genuinely be an advocate. And we can all identify with being a fan of somebody, right? Whether you're a fan of a movie star, you're a fan of an athlete, somebody who has a great podcast. This is a big Dan Patrick fan over here. You probably like McLovin more than Dan Patrick, but
Don't we all?
but we all have something we're a fan of, right? So it might be Daenerys Stormborn, you know. Whoever that person is you're a fan of, that's fine. But what we try and do here, and it only comes through what Pete talked about relationship, is try and get that influencer to become a fan of the brand. So we did do a video a while ago on that, on getting an influencer to fall in love with your brand. If you haven't seen it, that's a good piece. But once we identify that person who holds community, who's rad, who's all those things, when it comes to incentivizing them, how do we really support that influencer on behalf of the brand in a way that hasn't been done before, and it ends up being a fantastic relationship.
Yeah, exactly. So Pete, just take us like a couple minutes through so we bring on a new brand, they're looking for an influencer. What do you do? How do you break down that process to find the right person for them?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of steps there, and it's pretty complicated, but first kind of what we start with is taking the brand and looking at it from a holistic perspective and trying to understand, okay, first and foremost, who is the person buying the product, or who is a customer of the brand? Because if you don't understand who the person is that's buying the product, there's no way you can choose someone that actually influences that community. Sure, you can pick Tom Brady, you can pick Kendall Jenner, everybody knows who those people are, but those don't necessarily correlate to the right businesses or the right brands. And so trying to understand that audience first and foremost is the most important. And as soon as you can tell a brand that you understand their audience, you get full trust from them right from the beginning. So if we are to pitch them on an influencer program or a campaign or on working with a certain person, and we have real reason as to why we think that person holds influence over the audience that we understand, you gain trust from the brand, and then when you pick that person who fits the brand as well, then you get trust and help the relationship with the influencer as well. So I think that's kind of the start of it, and that's where a lot of research is done and a lot of kind of my day-to-day work is done. I'm not so much on the negotiation side. Jordan handles most of that, but kind of understanding who is the brand and what kind of person matches that is kind of the first step we take, and the rest usually flows pretty smoothly from there. But we do all kind of deals. We've done Facebook Lives where we've shot with big people and spread the cost out amongst a bunch of different brands. We've done pay for posts. We've done iPhone testimonials in exchange for product. We're kind of all over the map here, and something that I really enjoy about working at CTC versus your traditional $50,000 for 5 Instagram posts. Here it's no, how can we work with this person on a broader scale? And I think influencers and ambassadors appreciate that as well, because they realize that we're trying to use them in a creative way, and a lot of these people are really creative outside their sport or outside their platform to kind of influence. So.
Yeah.
I know
you like creativity. As much black as you wear, you got to be creative.
Yeah.
Or you work at Mac, makeup, one of the two. Paul Mitchell.
I know that Paul Mitchell.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Like at Greenleaf, all those
Yeah,
guys.
right.
That's the uniform right there. Yeah. That can
lost
fly
my
too,
train of thought.
actually. So you were going to say...
We talk about, so every time that Peter puts together a list and we present the brands, we always kind of put together like 3 tiers of people. Tom Brady's perfect for a lot of brands. There's people like that, but then it also goes downward. So we use like a 3-tier approach, I think, all the time to like present like, here's what you can get if you want to shoot for the moon and spend this, but like we still think you can be effective if you want to do this little thing right here and test it in a sense and then go bigger from there. So
yeah, and we've had different approaches with that. I mean, yes, Tom Brady makes sense for a lot of brands, but it's unrealistic because they can't afford that, or he's not interested, or the category's taken. So we typically try and build a pyramid, and so if we could put a little pyramid right here with 3 levels on it. The top one is the face of this campaign, not necessarily the face of the brand, but the face of this campaign. So we would look to run a campaign for a specific audience, a specific community of people, and we'd bring in an influencer who's the face of that, and then on the second level we would have 2 to 3 people who continue to surround that story. So it could be, if it's an athlete at the top, it could be a coach on this side, and it could be a physical therapist on the other side who are notable and have followings themselves. And then at the bottom tier, what we do is we create iPhone testimonial relationships where we ask for iPhone testimonial videos, 45 seconds in length, clearly just stating their name, the product, why the hell they use it and love it and have grown to use it every day, or whatever the story is. We run that as an ad. And so because we're asking for so little from these folks, the offer is little as well, and it's really scalable. So that bottom level of the pyramid ends up being can be 10, 20, 30, 40 of these iPhone testimonial videos because it's user-generated content, there's no cost, and yet our team, that's another asset or 2 or 3 that they can run as an ad. So we typically try and build these pyramids and present them to the brand, and then that coexists with what we do from the content perspective. So our content team would come in and say, great, here are the people that we're going to create assets around, here's our list of deliverables, we get those, we hand them to our team, and our team goes and turns that into money. And so influencer marketing is not an awesome, huge business. What it is I think the glue that holds content in our paid media team, and even the web optimization and web development team. It's the glue that holds it together, because it's essentially who we are asking to share these messages that we are creating.
I think one last thing that I'll add that I think
that was so good too. This better be good. This better be good.
That was a nice wrap up. But I think one thing I'll end with that I've learned here at CTC, I read a lot of articles online when I have free time between working on campaigns about influencer marketing to try to understand exactly what it is, because it is so new and there's so many people trying to say that they have the best influencer program or that you should work with them. But I think what I've learned through that and through working here and with the people here at CTC that other agencies can learn is sometimes it's okay to present lower level influencers or people with less following, and you don't need to you need to meet the customer and the consumer where they're at. Not every time you put together a campaign do you need to prove that you can reach Tom Brady or that you can reach Steph Curry or that you can reach Odell Beckham, but being comfortable with the fact that, hey, maybe this brand's a little bit smaller or maybe this brand's a little bit more obscure and they need these kind of offbeat, creative, less followed influencers, and be okay with saying, hey, X brand or Y brand, these are who we think you should go with, these are who meet your customer, and kind of understanding that it doesn't need to be the greatest, grandest, most expensive campaign of all time to be really effective. So that's something cool that I've learned kind of through CTC that I don't think I would have learned maybe elsewhere. So.
Yeah, the only other thing too is like, this is not the way to do it.
Totally.
This is how we've been doing it, and it's been working, and the things that have been working, we've been modifying it. So I think it's way too early. I don't think there is a way to do influencer marketing. It's too dependent upon the revenue that you have, the unit economics on the product that you're selling, your ad spend, what your budget is for content, what your revenue goals are. It's too dependent on all of those little ancillary aspects of your overall business, and so this is just how we've been doing it.
It's also dependent on social platforms, right? Like Vine was huge, and it was full of these people making 6 figures on Vine, and they were influencers, and then Vine went away.
Yeah.
So yes, those people are still relevant, but it's like, okay, you got to switch your strategy.
Yeah. Should we pour some Red Bull out for Vine?
Quick
No,
on
Peter
your
already
feet.
drank most of that Red Bull. That's why she
She
jumped
did?
like up onto the couch.
Man. See, I told you we should have swapped you out, put Peter in the chair, it would have been safer.
Peter, before we go, 3 questions for you. No, I don't have time for you. Hottest influencer right now in the game.
Kendall Jenner.
Okay. Person who influences you the most.
Wow, person that influenced, probably ASAP Rocky.
Okay.
I thought for sure he was going to say somebody I'd never heard of. I thought for sure.
And what have you purchased in your life because of an influencer?
Oh man, I've purchased a lot of pairs of shoes, a lot of clothing from influencers. I think like we've seen with Vans old schools. I don't know if you guys follow the shoe world at all, but they're like a $50 pair of shoes, and they've sold 12 million pairs because rappers and athletes and all these people started wearing cheap Vans shoes, and so things like that I'd probably say.
So
top of my list.
You can always start wearing Under Armour now.
I don't know about that. We'll see if they do a good enough job at ASAP, but we'll see.
Awesome. And if you guys are interested out there of influencers for your brand and want to talk, reach out to Jordan at peter@commonthreadco.com, and Peter will get back to you and you can talk to Jordan.
Awesome.
See ya.
Thanks, guys.
Richard, cut it.